Morning again, citizens. Last time I spoke, made this kind of a video so that we can talk through and create active participation in our democracy. I'm here today to come and introduce to you the route I've taken to ensure that I communicate with the people in offices so that they can do the right thing. The right thing is that, yes, we're supposed to have been taught how what is voting? How do we vote? The intentions of us to vote. You should have known it so that you can do that in a right and proper way, not in a manner that you are cheated to the extent that you are even bought by your own tax money, mean food parcels, so that you can vote for in a certain manner. Now, I'm here to show you that from 20 before national elections, 2 years down the line, we try to communicate to relevant office bearers who's supposed to ensure that this process continues happening without any hindrance, and because it is your right for it to happen. So I went to the offices to ensure that they respond, they participate in a manner appropriately to this program. Firstly, I went to the office in Northwest, Justice and Constitutional Development, to ask them what is it that they are doing, because voting is being protected by a constitution. It's a constitutional mandate that every 5 years we need to vote. So as a department that's supposed to protect and teach us across the board what we need to know about what is involved in our constitution. I went to them and requested them, asked them whether do they have a program to ensure that citizens they understand their obligations. They didn't have, even in their outreach programs, they didn't have a program whereby they teach you they teach you your responsibility, your mandate in terms of voting, because there is no one who can go to parliament without you saying so. So you need to know why you need to say that. So they didn't tell you. So I'm here today to come and illustrate to you the route we've taken through that. From the office in Northwest, Constitutional Justice and Constitutional Development from Northwest, I went to national offices. I went to IEC national. I spoke to IEC provincial. I spoke to the presidency, the deputy presidency's office, and the presidency. People who I thought, hearing that there is a lack down there that creates, give the mandate to the government to be credible, I thought they'll stand up and do the right thing. So as an organization, we ensure that we go to them and speak to them, ensure that we participate, we communicate, we change. But nothing happened to date. And we went to national elections, and we were surprised what the HSRC did, the report that has been given by HRC, because on the ground, we were running and doing a program that says people don't understand what is happening. We have a proof on everything that happened. People don't understand. And we try to communicate to them too. But everybody closed. They are too big to listen. They don't want to hear this. They want you to make all these mistakes. At the end of the day, call this our government credible. But the question is, if people understand what is voting, why do they sit down and they decide not to go to vote? Why do we have people saying they will never vote again if they do understand this mandate that they've been given? So let me just show you the documentation that we have taken to the presidency. Let me say relevant institution who I believe should have stood up and did something about this. This is a proof that we didn't just stand up and shout. We took some steps to ensure that you saw the dates, these are the answers we have received from the people we hope they listen uh, when we come in. The office of the president, uh, you can see the dates. The office was contacted. So citizens is part of what we spoke about, that we took some steps. We said the program started 2017, 2013, 2014, when we had, of which we want to say that to Dr. Ramphele Mamphele. Dr. Ramphele Mamphele, thank you. You opened our eyes. Maybe people didn't hear what we were trying to say, but you opened our eyes. You called us citizens. Thank you. You did something extraordinary that nobody from the struggle did. But this is one of the things that people tried to hide. You called us citizens, of which it's who we are. As citizens, we need to be responsible for what is happening, to monitor government from day one until the last day of the elections and make a decision. So how will we make decisions? Or the broader South African make a decision they are not taught or told? Because constitution, no, because voting is a new thing to us. Even the one who's just been brought yesterday, early this year, sometime June, it will be registration for new voters. Where did they went to be taught what is voting? They are only taught how, what is election, how must they elect, do X and whatever, everything, but they've never been taught, as it has been happening for all these years. Now we request you, citizens to help us fund this process. Fund this process. You individuals, you organization, you foundations, we try to communicate with you because you say you support democratic processes, you support democracy, you support human rights. Some of you went to your offices, and some of you we've written to you. We called your offices. ASA, we called your offices to request you to help us do the right thing, because doing the right thing is the right thing. We wouldn't be here or talking about this Badlanga commissions, all these commissions that it sounds it's a norm in South Africa. There must be a mistake first, and then we use a lot of money to repair the damage, and then people are suffering. If people knew what is their responsibility, we wouldn't even know Nkwanasi today, because everybody would be doing what they're supposed to do, monitoring what government does. But it never happened. Now we request you guys to help us, help many, to create an environment whereby South Africans, they become active citizens. They've been passive for all these years and voting mules for all these political parties. Now we request you to support us, to support this program. We have a strategy, we have a plan, we have an approach. We've been on the ground since 2014. We communicated with many South Africans. We know much. That is why we went to offices that we mentioned. It's not the only offices, what we just picked few that we took. We think they are crucial to the constitution. They are the ones who are supposed to say we are not doing what we should have done, taking an oath that will do everything and promote the constitution. So it never happened, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you have at least an opportunity to ensure that. We tried and request funding to all these foundations, the Mutsipes. They'll tell you that this is not their line, telling you what you're supposed to do, promoting constitution. We went to Thabo Mbeki Foundation, we went to Human Rights, Foundation for Human Rights, ASA, we went to, there are so many. Millennium Trust, we tried to communicate with them that they should assist. Now the process would have been smoother, better, and credible. But without this, one person, if goes to vote without knowledge, it doesn't make it right. Only one. So all of us, we need to know, and it's majority. Even people whom we think are educated, teachers, we spoke to them. Some are lawyers, we spoke to them. Some are people, we spoke to them, they don't know. Those we spoke to them. Few, they understand. Few, they don't want you to know. They only want you to vote for them. So this time, let's agree to go to vote, but with knowledge and understanding, and ensure that we'll be practicing our democratic right. So we cannot continue to vote without knowledge. There is a Nuremberg code that say to do this, they need your consent. For you to participate, you must be consenting to do that with knowledge. Even the Constitution says you are protected as a citizen. You cannot go, information cannot be hidden to you. You must be informed. It's a constitutional right. But what happens if you vote without information? That is why we have campaigns that are running around. People, they vote for t-shirts. There was a time in Northwest, Mafikeng, by-election, whereby a group of people came and requested t-shirts. They said, if you gave us your t-shirts, we'll vote for you.